More than 70,000 delegates from around the world are attending the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference, also known as COP28, happening in Dubai. This summit, running from November 30 to December 12, is expected to make progress on the Paris Agreement and work towards keeping the world's temperature below a crucial 1.5 degrees Celsius. Esther Omokbarolo gives more insight in this report.
After a year of crazy heat, floods and droughts, leaders are getting together to tackle some tough issues. The United Nations says we need to cut down on greenhouse gas emissions by 43% by 2030 to avoid the worst of climate change.
Thank you, Mr.
COP28 is a chance for countries to find global solutions, make plans for the future and speed up the green revolution that's already happening.
We cannot save a burning planet via fire holes of fossil fuels. We must accelerate a just, equitable transition to renewables.
So what's on the agenda? They're talking about the global stocktake, making the Loss and Damage Fund operational, a fair energy transition and climate finance. This year's summit will wrap up the first ever global stocktake. It's a way for countries to see how well they are doing with their climate goals and where they need to step up. The Loss and Damage Fund is about dealing with the aftermath of the climate impacts that can't be fixed, like lives lost or biodiversity damage. Money matters and climate finance is in the spotlight. Countries want to make sure the promises made last year are put into action, especially for vulnerable nations.
I have seen across the Commonwealth and beyond countless communities which are unable to withstand repeated shocks, whose lives and livelihoods are laid waste by climate change. Unless we rapidly repair and restore nature's unique economy based on harmony and balance, which is our ultimate sustainer, our own economy and survivability will be imperiled.
And we're already feeling the effects of this climate change now, with ocean erosion, with very, very unsteady weather patterns. You know, our crop systems are very much rain-fed. Seasonal cropping is what we do. Not to mention the massive desertification that we're having to fight. It is a crisis brewing. And as the Secretary General of the United Nations has said, mankind is waging war against nature, and this is suicidal because nature always fights back.
With more than 70,000 delegates converging to address the present issues of global warming, loss and damage, and the transition to sustainable energy, the next 2 weeks promise to be a turning point. The urgency is clear. Nations must bridge the gap between ambition and action, delivering on promises made and ensuring a just, inclusive, and green future. Esther Omokbarolo, TVC News.